everyone. It's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So, Donald Trump has been calling everything fake news. He had just had a press conference where he completely had a meltdown, arguing with the reporters. Everything that came up, that's fake news. That's fake news. Sir, this is actually real news. You just don't like the answer. Nope, that's fake news too. The leaks are fake. Well, the leaks are real, but the news is fake. It was just all sorts of weird stuff. So, Don Lemon is having a conversation about a trip Donald Trump took to Mar-a-Lago. And I may be pronouncing that wrong, but essentially a hotel. Or a resort. So Don Lemon has several people on, but one of those guys that he has on is, I guess, a Trump advocate of sorts. The guy who used to work for the George Bush administration. Let's take a look at how this conversation goes. I will give you a news flash. It did not go well. Yeah, let's see it. We can talk about it after.
To go through all of them, of the trips they took, and maybe they shouldn't have taken some of these trips, but at the end of the day, we want the most powerful leader in the world protected, but can we do it in a more prudent and responsible way? Hopefully so, and hopefully somebody within this administration will look at it and say, here's where we can save some money, because at the end of the day, the taxpayers are footing an extremely large bill.
Yeah. Karine, you say this is hypocrisy?
I do. I think it's complete hypocrisy. Like Maria was saying, he chastised President Obama for going on vacation, for golfing, and President Obama had fewer vacation days than his predecessor, President George W. Bush. I think for me, the thing that bothers me the most about this is the profiting off of the presidency. Mar-a-Lago, they doubled their initiation fee to $200,000. And also, he actually never let go of ownership of his businesses. So his adult children are traveling, making money for the organization. So he's profiting.
I want to bring in Paris now. Sorry to cut you guys short, but I want to get it all in before we have to go. Paris, what do you think?
I think this is fake news. This is not a news story.
Now, tell me what about it is fake, Paris? Are we going down this road again?
Yeah, we are.
Come on, Paris.
I didn't interrupt any of you all. Let me just tell you why. The president is not breaking any laws, and he's not doing anything. It's not
Okay, Paris, hold on. Let me ask you this.
No,
Let me ask you. I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to let you finish. Do you actually know what the definition of fake news is?
What we're doing right now.
Okay,
because this is not
then you are part of the fake news because you are on the network and you're part of the fake news is when you hang on. Let me explain to people out there watching and you what fake news.
Don Lemon about the
fake news
mansplain.
is when you put out a story to intentionally deceive someone and you know that it is wrong. I don't know of anyone who has put out a story in the mainstream media that I can think of right now to intentionally deceive anyone. Now people get things wrong. Sources sometimes empty, but no one that I know has put out anything to intentionally deceive someone. This story that we're doing right now is not to intentionally deceive anyone. We are simply talking about the cost to keep a president safe, the Secret Service cost, and what are the pros and the cons, and as Andre said, if there are ways that we can maybe able to work on that to make it fiscally better for the American people. There's nothing fake about that. Please stop it with that stupid talking point that it is a fake news story. If you don't want to participate in the news stories on this network, then don't come on and participate. But don't call them fake because you don't agree with them. Go on.
Don, this is a fake news story in my opinion because the underlying assumption
thank you very much,
is
everyone.
that...
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Good night, all.
That is awesome. That's awesome. This is fake news in my opinion because... Now look. So, no, it wasn't fake news. They were being honest. They were telling the truth. So they did have a trip. Yes, Trump is still connected with those businesses, and yes, those trips have gotten more and more expensive. But I kind of get where the guy's coming from. So but even where this guy's coming from, he doesn't really have a point either. But I'll say it anyway. So if you're making the case that says, look, there are God knows how many issues that we have to deal with. Whether you're talking about climate and the hair on fire reports that they come out with, whether you're talking about water shortages, whether you're talking about income inequality, equality and poverty, one issue after another. Hell, whether you're even talking about wars and whatnot. Why are we having the conversation about how much Donald Trump is spending on his trips? And look, I get it. I agree with him, the amount of money that he's been spending is obscene. But it just feels like, of all the things that you can have a conversation about, why are we talking about this? And again, don't misunderstand me. It's not that I don't think Don Lemon is wrong. I think he's right. It's just, look, media has a wide lens. And media makes the determination on what they want to talk about. So, it's like, they zero down into a particular story and they give you the information related to that story. But think of all the stories in the world that you could talk about. Think about the destruction of the EPA. Think about what they're going to do with regards to taxes. Think about the people that he was putting in these cabinet positions that are actively against those cabinet positions. So, in comparison, this just seems extremely trivial. Now, to be fair to Don Lemon, I don't watch his show, so I don't necessarily know if he have a hardcore news show, but in that slim point, I kind of get what the guy's saying, even though it's not fake news. Now, by the same token, that guy wouldn't want to have conversations about any of that stuff either. That's why I'm not giving him credit for that thought. Yeah, just because you're saying that, oh man, this seems like such a small issue. I mean, the president is not doing anything against the law. He's just raping the public over in regards to the amount of money that he's spending in that office. But if we were talking about something else, more substance, then I wouldn't call it fake news. Whatever. Any conversation that they were having where they were going to tar Donald Trump, the guy probably would have said something similar to fake news. It's just in this case, because the topic matter is so ridiculous, it's just, and again, the topic matter is not ridiculous. It's just, I guess my feeling is of the 20 things that I can think about to talk about the first 100 days of this administration. Is Donald Trump and the amount of money that he's spending part of it? And how much money is he spending in compared to the amount of money he's going to give away in taxes, the amount of money he's going to leech from the Treasury in regards to these people who he's putting on his cabinet positions? So, well, it's not fake news. I would agree with you that the context is a bit shallow. Fake news? No, it's not. Thanks, guys.